At some point in your life, you're gonna have to apply for a credit card. And to get a credit card, it's pretty easy, right? You just find one that you like or one that everyone else likes, and you go ahead and apply and click a few buttons and you're good to go. Well, yeah, if you're trying to get denied every time or not maximize the credit card's value, I'm guessing you don't want to do that. You're the type of person that wants to know exactly which card you could get and how to maximize its value. And that is why I'll be going over 3 things that you must do before applying for any credit card. How's it, everyone? I'm Chase Yokoyama, and welcome back to the channel where we make finance fun. Now, of course, this list is not the end-all, be-all. There's some things that you also want to consider outside of these 3 things. There just might be other things to consider or to keep in mind depending on your specific situation. These 3 things are just the main big picture, big brain things that you want to keep in mind before applying for pretty much any credit card. But without further ado, let's begin. Arguably, this is going to be the most important thing or the second most important thing that I'm going to mention to you today. And that is to calculate the credit card's value. This breaks down into a few different things. First, you want to calculate how much this credit card is going to give you after the first year. And then you want to calculate how much value this credit card is going to give you from year 2 or the second year and so on. You might be wondering, why is the first year going to be different than the second year? And that's because of the sign-up bonus. I will be going in more detail about sign-up bonuses actually later in this video. So if sign-up bonuses are one thing that go into how much value a credit card can give you, what are some other things? 2 other main things that go into the credit card's value is going to be the credit card credits that you get from the card, and also how many points you'll actually get from using this credit card. All 3 of those parts, the sign-up bonus, the credits, and how many points you earn, all go into the first year's calculation when you're trying to determine how much that credit card is worth for you. Now, for the second year, you're only going to count the credits and the points that you actually earn from using that card throughout the year. That is why when I show you some examples next, you're going to see that the first year is actually going to have such a crazy valuation compared to the second year and so on. The reason why year 2 is bundled up as year 2 and so on is because in year 3, year 4, year 50, you're probably going to be getting the same amount of value from the credit card, unless 1, the credits or benefits change for that credit card, or 2, your spending habits change with that credit card. Obviously, if you spend more money on that card, you're going to get more points and more value to you. Or if the credit card loses credits, then you're going to lose value as well. Next, I'm going to show you some examples, and you're going to see how the first year is so much more valuable to you than the year 2 and so on. Let's take the Chase Sapphire Preferred card for example. As of right now, they have a 100,000 Chase Ultimate Reward Point sign-up bonus. And if Chase points on average are worth around 2 cents, you're going to get a value of $2,000 from just the sign-up bonus alone. And that is because 100,000 Chase points times 2 cents is equal to $2,000. Boom. Now that's the first part of the first year's valuation. Now the second part is going to be the credits and how much you spend on that credit card. Currently, there are no credits on the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. So we're just going to focus on how many points you're going to earn when you actually use the credit card. The Chase Sapphire Preferred card earns you 2 times points on dining and travel and 1 times points on everything else. Now this is the part where we're going to use that big brain of yours and we're going to try and see how much you're going to spend on this credit card throughout the year. If you don't have any other card besides the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, you really just need to break down your transactions into 3 different categories: dining, travel, and everything else. Super easy. Let's say you usually spend $5,000 on dining, $1,000 on travel, and $6,000 on everything else in 1 year. That means you're going to have 10,000 points from dining, 2,000 points from travel, and 6,000 points from everything else. Or that's 18,000 points in total. You then combine that 18,000 points with the 100,000 point sign-up bonus, and you have 118,000 points in year 1. And using that same 2 cent per point valuation, you're going to actually get $2,360 of value from that first year. For the second year, we're going to keep your spending habits the same. So it's still $5,000 on dining, $1,000 on travel, and $6,000 on everything else. That means in total for year 2, you're gonna have 18,000 points, and that's it. And when you convert that to dollars, that's around $360 worth of value. But let's not forget about the $95 annual fee that comes with the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. For year 1, your actual total is $2,265, and year 2, it's $265 worth of value. Of course, if your numbers for year 1 and year 2 are positive and as high as they could be, then you're getting more value from this card than you are spending to have it. Assuming that you're not carrying over a balance or paying interest, which you shouldn't. If you're watching this channel, you are part of this family and we don't pay interest or carry a balance. Just keep in mind that if you change your redemption method for using any of these points, your value is going to change. So let's say you want to redeem your points for cash back, which of course we already know is a bad idea. You're only going to get 1 cent per point if you redeem it through cash back. No, that's horrible. That means for year 2, instead of getting $265 worth of value, you're only going to get $85 worth of value if you redeem every point for cash back. That's not good. One quick tip to do all this math and all this boring crunching numbers is to actually create an Excel sheet or a Google Sheets and just go ahead and type in your numbers and see what kind of value you get. You can see that once you use multiple cards, things get a little bit more complicated, but it's still manageable. That's why I like to use a Google Sheet or an Excel sheet to keep track of all of that. But you can see, as I mentioned earlier, how big of a difference that sign-up bonus makes. So you really want to make sure that you actually hit it and you hit it correctly. And that's why we're going to move on to the second point, or the second thing you need to think about before applying for any credit card, and that is the sign-up bonus. The last thing that you want to do is to apply for a credit card and not hit the sign-up bonus. You literally just saw how much value you're going to lose out on if you do not hit that sign-up bonus. That's not fake news, people. I did not make that up. You especially don't want to miss that sign-up bonus because sometimes you only get one shot to do it. For example, companies like American Express only give you a sign-up bonus once per lifetime. Although I have heard that people have waited like 7 years or so and they could get another sign-up bonus. But no, we're not going to believe that. We're going to stick to just once per lifetime. That means if you got approved for the gold card and you don't hit the sign-up bonus, you're not going to be able to get that sign-up bonus for the gold card ever again. So if you canceled that card for some reason or downgraded it, upgraded it, whatever, and you want it a second time, once you get approved for the second time, you're not going to get a sign-up bonus. But yes, different versions of the card are still eligible for receiving that sign-up bonus. So if you got that gold card, you canceled it, and if you get it again, you won't get the sign-up bonus. But if you apply for the business gold card, then you can get the sign-up bonus because it's a different card. Gold card, business gold card. 2 different things. But do you know what's even worse than not hitting the sign-up bonus? It's hitting the sign-up bonus, but going into debt to do so, carrying a balance to do so, paying interest to do so. That literally goes against everything that we've talked about this whole time. Don't do it. Another thing about sign-up bonuses is before you apply for the credit card, make sure you can hit that minimum spend requirement. For higher end cards or cards with higher annual fees, usually their minimum spend requirement is a few $1,000s in the first few months. So that means within the first 3 or 4 months, you're going to have to spend around $3,000 or $4,000 on that credit card. And if you don't, you're not going to get that sign-up bonus. Unless you're some big baller out there, that's a lot of money to be spending in a short period of time. So you have to plan out how you're going to hit that requirement. But that's okay, because I have a few tips to help you actually hit it without actually spending that full amount. Well, technically, you still are going to be spending that full amount, but others will help spend it for you. For all you renters out there, one way is to actually pay your rent with your credit card. Some landlords allow you to do this through them, or you could use companies like Plastic that actually allow you to pay your rent using credit cards. You do have to pay a small fee though, but it is worth it if you can't hit the minimum spend requirement otherwise. But we don't like paying more than you have to, so another way that I actually like better is just asking a friend, significant other, family member to help you reach that requirement. One way is to literally have them use your credit card. Next time they go grocery shopping, give them your card. If they want to buy a new computer, put it on your card. And hopefully if they're a good friend or family member, then they're going to pay you back for what they charged on your credit card. So please do this with someone you trust. I don't want you to get scammed out there. Make sure you get paid back, reimbursed for whatever they charge on your credit card. And once they're done helping you out, make sure you give them a solid warm handshake or a nice firm thank you for helping you out. Or maybe you'll buy them dinner or something. A more official way of doing that is actually adding them as an authorized user on your credit card account. But again, you will still be held responsible if they do not pay their credit card payments. So you still have to pick someone that you trust. Also, for some credit cards, you have to pay a fee to add an authorized user. So that's why I prefer having them use my personal credit card instead. The last and final thing that you should do before you apply for a credit card is probably the most obvious one, but it's to make sure that you actually qualify or that you're actually eligible for the credit card. Most credit card issuers actually have a link or a website that you could go to see if you're pre-qualified for some of their more popular credit cards. Unlike applying for a credit card and getting rejected, this method will not harm your credit score because they're just going to do a soft pull on your credit. It's also great too because usually they'll check if you're pre-qualified for multiple cards instead of just doing it one at a time. A small caveat about this though is just because they say that you're pre-qualified for a credit card, it does not mean that you are 100% going to get approved for that credit card. It just means you're very likely to get approved, but it's not for sure. But if it says that you aren't pre-qualified, then you probably shouldn't apply because just like me at my 7th grade dance, you're going to get rejected. And if you don't want to use a pre-qualification link or a website, or maybe that credit card doesn't have one available for you, then you just got to use common sense. Now, this doesn't happen often because I know most of you are super smart. You're smarter than me. You know exactly what you're doing. But some of you, that one person out there, you that you're watching right now, you think that you could apply for a credit card that you're not eligible for. We all start somewhere, mostly from the bottom, and the way that we work our way up to the top is by applying for credit cards that we are eligible for. So if you're starting out or your credit score is not the greatest, your credit history is not the greatest, you probably shouldn't be applying for one of the higher end, more expensive, more exclusive credit cards on the market. Just a thought. Like, bro, I think we need some of your confidence, but goddamn, save your credit score and don't apply for a credit card that you probably will not get approved for right now anyway. Although it varies so much and it really depends by person or case by case, you could actually Google the credit card that you want to get and see what their average income or average credit score, average credit history you need to get that credit card. Some credit card issuers actually say the credit score they're looking for, others don't. So you gotta check on like Reddit or Facebook groups, etc. to see what data points other people had when they first got approved for that credit card. That way you could get a general idea of what you need to aim for before you actually apply for that credit card. I know we're kind of living in a day and age where we just full send everything, but this is not going to be one of those things you should full send. You should be kind of smart about it, kind of think about it through, and then you could go ahead and make an educated decision. The next time you're thinking about applying for a credit card, please remember these 3 things as they will help you so much. They will help you dearly. Because you know what they say, by failing to prepare, by failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. You're not going to do that. You're going to successfully prepare for success. You get the point. Your preparation starts now, and if you want to get a little bit more prepared, go ahead and click on the videos up here or maybe some on the end screen so that way you get just a little bit smarter and you're that much more prepared for when you apply for your next credit card. All while having fun, of course. God, that was cringe. Other than that, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you later. Shoots.